Why does Henning never get any touches besides punts and kicks? This is a really good observation. And he's one of those guys where AJ Henning, um, even last year, most of the time when you did see him on offense, it was like on a reverse sweep or something like that. You don't really see him lining up and in a slot or, I think every now and then we've seen him be in the backfield as a running back, kind of playing like that Debo Samuels type of role like he does with the 49ers. But no, he's not for, the type of explosion he does have. He really isn't in a mix of this offense. And once again, it goes back to the creativity, right? Or lack thereof, for this coaching staff on offense. And, for better or worse, it's gotten them where they are. But I think it's definitely something I've noticed as well. I agree with you on this, especially when he sometimes likes to get off that one hop. It's like, dude, you're literally one bad handle of the ball from giving up an easy touchdown. I will hope that he does not take those chances in the bigger games, because that's the last thing we need is give up a really, really bad field position or an easy touchdown because we wanted to, make a last split decision to, grab a punt. Yeah, and I would assume, you would think that his coaches are talking to him about that. I don't know if they gave him the green light, say, hey, if you think you can get it, go ahead. But hopefully they have drilled in his head. Look, just you better be sure you're gonna get that ball. Other than that, do the smart thing, get away from it, so our offense can get on the field. Yeah, it's very possible. Look, I mean, you're an athlete, you want to make plays. You're not getting off, and that's just the only time you get the ball in your hands. So yeah, I can see that. Yeah, you definitely, man, I got the ball, I want to make a play. Definitely. But at the end of the day, it's about winning and not hurting your team. If you can't help your team in that situation, in terms of you can't get any more yards, there's no room for you to catch the ball and make a move, don't hurt your team by causing a turnover. So I'm okay with you having that itchiness and that urge. That's good to have that hunger. But make sure you're protecting yourself and your teammates. Yeah. GOJ, I agree with you on that. And it's one of those things where what's intoxicating about it, I did say the word intoxicating when it came to this, is it's an energy and a mindset that I believe that is contagious and it spreads to the entire team. It's a mindset that we're going to dominate you physically and we're going to break you. And we don't think that you can beat us in this type of game. You're not going to do it. We're going to come at you. We're going to come at you. We're going to come at you. And you can know it's coming. And you can't stop it. We may not gas you down the field. But we're going to take a step, 3-4 steps each time. Steps equals yards. And this soliloquy going on. And, by the time we get down the other side of the field, you're going to be gassed. And then we're going to run you over. Now, that was a very detailed picture I painted, but that's the mantra of Michigan is. And that can work and will work versus 95% of the opponents they're going to play. The question is, has Ohio State fixed their issues to combat that this year? We'll find out. See what Marcus said here. Well, first, let's see something from Matthew. Last season, JD seemed to hit every throw opportunity available to him. What is different this year? If I was to take a guess, I think he just gets a little bit too amped. I think he gets a little too excited. Because I think his nature, like he's a natural gunslinger. And gunslingers love to throw the football. They love to show their arm. They love to make plays, explosive plays down the field. And so I think he gets a little excited. And part of that is due to the fact that they don't have that many opportunities that come up in general. So it's like he gets the right play call. He sees the right opening as a play is going on and he gets too excited. I think those are factors that are happening to him. And he has to find a way to relax, trust his mechanics, and make the timely and right throw. Ohio State's going to make JJ a legend or the fall guy. I can see that. I can see that. It will be interesting from a Michigan standpoint internally as fans. Let's say GOJ is right, and we go to play Ohio State and we're not able to be as effective running the football. And it's clear that JJ had to make a couple throws. He wasn't able to do it. We'll be the conversation. Kate won, JJ didn't. It won't be all fair. I'm just painting a scenario if it happened. That will be interesting. It will be interesting. And unfortunately, due to JJ's inconsistency at times, that is a fair potential scenario. Is he prepared to win that type of football game? I can't say that for certain at this point. And that's and that sucks. That's and it has nothing to do with talent. It's about, do you show the right characteristics? Are you doing the right things? Are you making the timely throws? Are you keeping your composure under pressure? And he's gotten better. His decision making has been better week to week compared to when he first started. No question about it. But that spottiness, man, is still there. It's definitely still there. Let's see. Absolutely. It's easier when you're coming off the bench and you don't have the weight of being a starter and being the guy that got to get the whole team down the field consistently. I agree with that. It's definitely a lot more pressure. It's definitely a lot more pressure. No, Cade didn't win it himself. I mean, look, Hassan Haskins had 5 touchdowns that game, but in this scenario would be, especially when DOJ brought up, is that if Ohio State is playing a strong box versus Michigan's offense, and we're not able to run the ball effectively, and it's putting the ball more in JJ's hands, and JJ is not able to come through, does it have the unfair or fair? We don't, there'll probably somewhere in the middle perception that, wow, we won with K being a quarterback, but we couldn't with JJ. Those are things just happens in sports, fair or not, but no, it wasn't all Cade. The reason why we won. And to be quite honest, from an execution standpoint, outside of a few runs here and there, this offense, from a play calling perspective, looks very similar to last year, with a few more wrinkles with JJ's mobility. But from a play calling standpoint, they're pretty much very similar. Very similar.